reading dirty fanfics. Ew, gross.
That's so hot. Submit your fanfic to the Twitter at Suptic using hashtag DeepSexAdventures.
Welcome back to another one of these disgusting videos. It's another reading dirty fanfics. Today I'm joined by two people that are in this apartment all the time. One who lives here, and one who stops by nearly every day. And it was a person that broke my air conditioner previously. Tell me if you can guess who it is. That's right, it's Gizzy14gazza, John Cena.
Yes.
And we're also reading a fan fiction by Eddie Idea. Now, if you want to send me a fanfic, you can and tweet it at me via hashtag DeepSexAdventures. Preferably choose a YouTuber.
I'm sorry. Wait, what was that hashtag again?
Hashtag DeepSexAdventures, Gizzy.
Hashtag deep sex in my ass.
Deep sex in my ass. And you can also write them on fanfiction.net. Send those to me on Twitter. My Twitter is at Suptic.
His Twitter's at Kim.
Now, definitely write a fanfic if you're going to about a YouTuber that's on preferably either the To Kill a YouTuber playlist that I have or the To Save a YouTuber playlist. Now, you can go to my channel and see the playlist section, and you can find the To Kill a YouTuber and To Save a YouTuber playlist there, because those are the YouTubers that I know. Preferably.
Steve, I feel like all of these fanfics so far have been written by Eddie Idea. There is no other one else. No anyone that'll go
Eddie Idea writes the best ones, Kib.
It's true. It's so true, Eddie.
And let's get this one underway. This is Steven Gizzy's fake
I
blog.
narrate myself, right? Or...
Yeah, you're your own dialogue, I'm my own dialogue, and Kib's the diarrhea.
We've not...
Kind of
Okay,
accent do you want for this?
I could go with an Asian accent.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be me.
Well, that's the worst. Okay, here we go.
Gizzy walked to Steve's apartment. He was meeting him for a group vlog. This time, Steve had concocted what he called a blindfolded soup challenge.
Blindfold soup challenge.
Gizzy was going to meet Steven there along with Chad, Jordan, and Orion. Dizzy unlocked the door with a spare key that Steven had given him a long time ago.
Let's be honest, that did not happen.
He walked in and searched for everyone.
Steve?
He said, and he walked into the living room and searched for anyone. He saw Steve lying on the couch with the arm over his side and his tongue hanging out of his lazy mouth.
Dude, I can't. Holy shit. This is incredible.
Gizzy walked over him and was about to flick
over
him.
him?
The head.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it like traditional, okay, Gizzy?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Gizzy, fuck off.
I'll leave.
Let me repeat that. Gizzy walked over him. It was a flick him in the head. We wake up and Steve suddenly shot out the ground in Gizzy's neck. He pulling his lips closer and making him contact and sending shivers down Gizzy's spine with a cold, hot shudder that stretched across his back, causing him to fall onto Steve's back. Gizzy looked up at Steve's wet eyes.
What is he, what eyes is he crying?
He was always very socially active, so when someone lied to him, he was distraught.
Wait, lied to him?
Distraught. As he began to cry, Steve hugged him, wiped his alone tear on Gizzy's face, and then he drank it.
What the
And
fuck?
then you rank it? Just like
Gizzy
licking my face.
into Steve's shoulder. Steve bit on the edge of Gizzy's ear. Searching for a weak spot, he would make him shrink and bow down to him. Although Gizzy felt as if he was too sudden and he enjoyed it. Even though Steve hadn't taken even
Okay, so this has probably got to be enunciated just a tiny bit better.
Okay.
Even though Steve hadn't even talked, made him feel awkward.
Steve, I felt this way about you forever. Although you've never noticed it. I wanted to make videos with you to get closer, but we barely even talk with these days. And Steve,
These days!
I have an excuse, Gizzy's just... Okay, continue.
I'm just special. Oh, that was it.
And Steve,
Gizzy began to rant until Steve interrupted him. Not to even mid-protest. He's moved his finger over his lips and then he brushing his hair. His black, his what? His short black, lovingly.
Oh, shit.
Steve chuckled.
Oh, Gizzy, you need to repay me for my AC, you naughty, naughty boy.
He laughed again and nibbled on his ear, licking it and caressing it gently with his tongue. Steve pinned Gizzy down and slipped his tongue deep down his throat. Clean out his saliva in his mouth. Drink it up. Steve released and Gizzy breathingly heavily over his face. Sarata. Steve kneeled high over Gizzy and undid his fly. Gizzy looked up at Steve. He stopped off his coat.
And now Scottish.
He shuffled off his couch and now protested himself.
Protested himself, holy shit!
He positioned himself in front of Steve. Where am I? I lost it.
I got
lost
it.
where I am.
A bit eager now, aren't you, Gizzy?
What is it? Where am I?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not comfortable.
Steve taunted as he wiped out his cock.
Wiped out his cock! Holy shit!
As he whipped out his cock. Long and erect, throbbing.
Please, Steve, I need it. You got me so turned on from biting my ear. I can't contain myself anymore.
He pleaded to Steve as he rubbed his own cock inside his pants. Gizzy jumped and Steve began to enthusiastically suck his fucking cock out.
God, so if you're writing one of these, definitely write it with more dialogue.
More dialogue, right?
Dialogue.
Great.
I
He
love
lapped
hearing
his
Kim.
tongue over the tip of Steve's dick, making him throw his head back, hitting his head on the wooden top of his couch, knocking him out. The last thing he heard was Gizzy's fading
He
laughter.
knocked me out?
Wait,
knocked
I
knocked
awoke
Steve
and
out.
looked suddenly at him.
Steve awoke and looked up suddenly and got a mouthful of dick. It was warm, hard, and long. The warmth of it made him want more. Not that Steve had a choice. He was strapped down to his bed with only his socks on. He struggled to escape from the binds, but was stuck. Gizzy stood over Steve and sat on his face. He slapped Steve in the mouth until Steve submitted and started to stick his tongue into Gizzy's arsehole and lick it around that. Groaned in pleasure as Steve's tongue lapped around his asshole. Cleaning it and stretching it apart, that's fucking gross. The tightness of Gizzy's made it difficult to get deep as he licked around. He's licking too much of that asshole. Too much licking of that asshole. Gizzy stood up and walked out of the room and came back a minute with a cup
I'm
of
gonna be honest, if this was an autobiography directed by Kip, I'd buy this.
Wait, hold on. This sounds like a pun from a Batman movie. Read that last sentence again. Gizzy stood up and...
Gizzy stood up and walked out of the room and came back in a minute with a cup full of ice.
Why does he have a cup full of ice?
I'm gonna set this in your butthole.
Don't you go freezing my dick off.
Steve jerked.
Why is that even a thing? What?
I feel like that is some sort of inside joke or some shit.
Gizzy walked around until he was on the inside of Steve's bed. He leaned in and made out with Steve. He viciously lapped his tongue deep down his throat. That's fucking gross also. Steve replied with his tongue
Wait,
wrapped...
wasn't I just licking Gizzy's asshole?
Yeah,
No,
right, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
Ah!
You're tasting your own
Ah!
gross. Steve replied with his tongue wrapping gently around Gizzy's tongue. Gizzy sat down on Steve's face once again with a jar in his hand. He placed an ice cube on one of Steve's nipples and felt Steve wiggle. And the ice cube fell off. Gizzy sighed.
You'll probably want to hold still if you want less pain.
Gizzy said. His hand wavered over the nipple again, holding the ice cube lightly over him. He slowly lowered the cube down onto Steven's hot, sweaty body and dropped it. Steve squirmed, but Gizzy sat down with his entire weight, and Steve stopped moving.
Wait, is he sitting on my face again?
He's sitting on your face again. Gizzy continued to place all of the ice cubes on his right nipple. How do you stack ice cubes on someone's nipple? Let's be real here. You fucked up, Eddie. You fucked up. All over his stomach. Steve quivered. The ice cold burned his skin, and Gizzy started to lower his ass down on Steven's cock. Gizzy replied. No, wait, Gizzy did not reply. Gizzy slipped it in and struck him even deeply.
Yeah.
Gizzy groaned as the warm rod shot into his body.
What did he make me, Gizzy?
Steve chuckled. Gizzy was not entertained. He slapped him.
Oi! Was that for Bunty?
For treating me like a child.
Gizzy said with his eyes half shut as the long hard cock came inside of him. He and Steve panted together, and Gizzy laid down on Steve and hugged him.
Wait, is that me? Okay.
Yeah.
You finally noticed me. I'll never let you go.
Gizzy laid with Steve until he fell asleep with his love. Finally.
Did I only last like 5 seconds?
Definitely. I feel like
Yeah.
this thing was a period of 3 to 5 minutes.
I mean, it was like 3 to 5 minutes of me licking his asshole, and then it was like
Exactly 20 seconds
then
of
like wait 2
penetration.
minutes of him putting ice cubes on my body,
Let's
and then
not forget you're all tied up too.
and then he sits down on my wiener, and I it's like he slaps me and I come.
Well, I would have slapped you and came at the same time.
Well, I mean, this one was pretty vulgar.
I'm gonna be honest.
Almost
This is the
dialogue.
most vulgar fan fiction I've ever had.
How
So
does it
thank
make you feel, Gizzy?
Gross.
I can't.
I'm not gonna come around anymore, Steve. By the way.
So it looks like the whole situation's been solved, everybody. Deep Sex Adventures and reading dirty fanfics has saved the day yet again. No longer will the tyranny of Gizzy14gazza feature itself at the Steven Suptic and Kib Clayton Gazza household. Thank you all.
I'm actually coming around tonight, but apart
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. You and Kib watched Scream or whatever.
Check it out.
So
Good show.
thank you for joining me, Gizzy, and thank you for being in the other room and available, Kib.
That's right, cock egg.
Hey,
So-
don't have me again, please. Don't make another one of these. For
Don't
me.
worry, Gizzy. This is the last video you'll ever be on my channel forever. I hate you.
Oh,
You're
good,
forcing the reverse psychology almost too much, I'd say.
So remember, hashtag Deep Sex Adventures tweeted at Steven Suptic after you've written the fanfic on fanfiction.net. This has been Reading Dirty Fanfics.
Deep dive adventures.
I'm Steven Suptic.
Subscribe to me.
But don't.
Don't do that though.
I definitely don't.